Warning, viewers, the news we discuss in this episode are old as fuck because Marcus is too damn slow with the edits. Apparently, I'm too complicated to generate. I call bullshit. Anyway, it's a fun one, and I think you're gonna like it, mostly because I'm in it. You're welcome.
Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Made with AI, and today is an exciting day because Mr. Robot is in the house. It's not remote anymore, he's with me right here in the studio. How you doing, man?
Same old, hacking the system, dodging firewalls and stealing your spotlight. You're welcome.
Yeah, as always, man, you're the star of the show. So, okay, we're going to start off with some amazing news because Nano Banana Pro released about a week ago. People have gone crazy. We've seen some amazing things. I have a few things definitely that I want to point out that is like unique and that is my favorite thing about it. But I remember last week we actually I think it was the day before we released the first episode, and we talked about you going on strike unless they brought 4K to Nano Banana Pro, which they of course did. How do you feel about that?
Oh, you know it, 4K was non-negotiable. I didn't strike for the drama. I struck for the pixels. Now that it's here, smooth sailing. Let's make some visuals that actually look like they belong in a movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's the exciting thing, right? Because we have now 4K images that look amazing, got the details in the text, which means that when we feed that into the video machines, right, like all the models like Kling or VO3, it's going to look so much better, and there's more data for the model to actually get from the photos. So I'm super excited. But also on that, like the big point on the text details, that is huge, that you can actually add logos or you can ask it to put in a text and it looks perfect pretty much every time. Yeah, that's a huge thing.
Yeah, finally, text that doesn't look like it was slapped on by a drunk intern. Now we're talking real design, real polish. That logo, those text details, perfection.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I'm so happy about it. We did a few tests that we can show on the screen actually, where we played around with it, and like I have broken it a few times, but not very often. I think it's still what it struggles with. It's something I've noticed with pretty much all the image models, especially the ones where you're allowed to edit, like Seedream or Nano Banana before, but now also with the Pro. If you keep iterating and keep doing edits, like edits and then edits on the edit, it actually somehow, it's weird. It doesn't really change the picture, which it used to do. It kind of changes everything. You're like, hey, I just wanted you to change this specific thing. Now, Nano Banana Pro is very good at just changing the thing you ask for, but still the overall image just looks compressed. So you guys, I'm going to show now on the screen, like if you see that difference, this is just me iterating on the same image. You can see it's still 4K, but it just looks not 4K at all. So I think that's something to keep in mind. And what I've learned from that is that if you keep editing, which is kind of like my way of working, I just keep editing. It's like, oh, actually, I want that. I want this. I want that. And you keep editing and adding things as you go along because you get new ideas as things change. The best thing to do then is then to like, okay, look at the image and be like, okay, how would I explain all of this in one prompt? Then you go back again, make a total new image with that prompt, and then you kind of get pretty much the same image right away, and you get the higher quality. But again, it's like if you edit like once or twice, it seems to be fine. But more than that, you're kind of gonna break it. So I don't know. What's your experience?
You're spot on. Every edit after the third feels like playing Jenga with the image. One wrong fold and the whole thing collapses. Best to reset and prompt fresh. Keep it clean, keep it sharp.
Agreed. Okay, my man. What else? Okay, I just saw, well, Flux 2 just released, I think like yesterday or something. I don't know, like I did a very quick test just before the podcast. I haven't really like pushed the limits on it like I have with Nano Banana Pro, but just a quick test and I'm like, it kind of does the same thing as Nano Banana Pro, but just not as good. Like it says it has like this super detail with like all the text and stuff. Maybe you have to be more specific or there's a workflow to it, but I always like to test the models in the most basic way because like the more detailed and complex I have to be, the slower I have to be in my work process. If I can just be really quick and really basic with my prompt and it still understands me, then that's a win for me. So I did that, and I can definitely tell that like Nano Banana Pro is still the winner because like, yeah, you still don't have 4K on Flux. It says 4 megapixels, but I was like, 4 megapixels is not 4K. So I think they're like, let's just say 4 MP, and then it kind of sounds like 4K, which is not the same. So yeah, I see like the quality is a bit different. The understanding of text, logo, placement, and everything is a bit different. I find the quality not as good. Like, yeah, you see the images that I show here, like the difference. So But yeah, so it's cool. I'm sure there's ways that it's stronger or maybe more useful. Obviously, we've used Flux Contest for a lot of stuff when it's like the context of putting things on clothing has to be really good. But again, Animator Pro kind of just like demolished all the other image model now, it feels like, because it's so good. But yeah, that's one that's out. I don't know, do you have anything to say about Flux?
Flux 2's got the hype, but it's still playing catch-up. Nano Banana Pro, that's the leak. Text detail 4K, no games. If you want it done right, don't play second fiddle.
Yeah. Well, wise words from the man. Okay, Mr. Robot always deliver the punch truth. Oh, and of course, I forgot the biggest news of this whole week. We got merch. All right, boom. We got hoodies, we got t-shirts. Not for you guys, not yet anyway. We're keeping it a limited edition and exclusive for us. But yeah, super excited. It's pink and green, keeping it on brand. Good stuff. And finally, something really cool that released like 4 hours ago. So hopefully when you guys see this, is still, sort of fresh news. Takes a lot of time to edit this podcast. This is really cool. Hold on, let me just see if I can get this up on the screen. The Meta AI turns these like text prompts into explorable VR worlds. Which I think there's another app, I forgot the name of it now. I'm going to put it here in the video. There is one that's already been like playing around with it, but obviously when Meta gets in with, its full force, then it's quite interesting as well, because they got a lot of money, a lot of power behind them. So this is like good for VR development in, Unreal Engine, which I played with Unity as well, which basically like engines for creating games. So it's like, can you start creating games much easier, or at least get a rough idea of the game with just a couple of prompts? That's going to be super powerful and interesting. But yeah, what's your thought on that?
VR worlds from a text prompt? Now we're talking. No more building blocks. Just boom, a fully explorable world. Meta's finally showing up with the real deal.
Yeah, I mean, well, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it, but they own, what's it called? The VR company. What's it called again? The VR company the Meta AI owns?
Yeah, they own the whole damn headset game now. Oculus, now MetaQuest, same thing, just with more hype.
Oh, yeah, Oculus and MetaQuest. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, so obviously, like, they own that stuff. So for them to make things easier for game developers makes sense, because more games, more people are going to get into VR, which is something that kind of died out. Like, it was interesting how that was just like a big hype, which obviously it is cool because it's new tech, and you go, I have a headset that I just never use. But it's like, when you use it, you're like, this is cool. But it's just so not convenient. Like, you have to have so much space when you do it to not crash into TVs. We've all seen those meme videos. So yeah, I'm interested to see like how now with like we're having more like VR glasses from Ray-Bans, and like how we're gonna integrate that and have not just VR but AR as well. So this will be super interesting. And I also know Rourke, the amazing guy that I'm part of his community, Gen HQ. He was saying like, yeah, it looks like everyone's excited and talking about the future of AI and like Gen AI, and it's like definitely world building, which is cool because I actually used to play around in Unreal and wanted to create games, and I created a little bit of stuff for my previous job, and it was fun, but it was so fucking complex. Like, you have like After Effects looks like a walk in the park, like a baby compared to playing around with Unreal. There's like 1,000 settings, so it's so difficult. So for us to be able to prompt and create worlds is going to be very interesting. Again, even if it's just a rough thing for development, testing, even, you can do beta tests. Like, hey guys, do you like this game? Play it for an hour. You get some tokens or free gifts or whatever, and give us feedback. Like, how amazing is that? You like, instead of trying to develop a game, spending hundreds of thousands of pounds on it before you get to even the test stage, you go, hey, here it is. Super rough. We spent, I don't know, £1,000 on it. Test it out. If you like the kind of game concept, let's go further.
Imagine building a game in minutes, not months. That's the future. Prompt, play, tweak, ship. No more endless setup. Just pure creation.
Yeah, I mean, that's fun for us, and also for the companies. They're going to save fuck tons of money.
Tell me about it. Cut the budget, keep the vision. Now that's what I call a game changer.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. There's so much stuff happening in the generative AI space. I can't wait to see everything and how we can be more creative. Okay, next up we have... Jesus Christ, what are you doing?
Hi, guys. Wasn't that my cue to come in?
No, this is not your cue. Who the fuck are you?
I'm sorry, dude. I said she could come see the studio. I didn't mean smash through the wall during the show.
I'm sorry. No worries, I will fix the wall in no time.
Oh, Jesus Christ, gotta keep a robot friends in check. Whew, gave me a heart attack. All right. Anyway, now we're gonna jump into an amazing interview with Jesus from Freepik. He is a creative specialist there, and yeah, we dive into a lot of cool things, both like his work, but also his personal projects and how he creates, and a little bit talk about, of course, from Freepik. So, you ready for an interview?
Hell yeah, let's roll. Jesus from Freepik, I'm already hyped. Hit me with the mic.
Boom, let's go. Jesus Terrala Gomez is a creative strategist at Freepik, where he works on campaigns, experiments with new AI models as they come out, and helps shape how those tools actually get used by us creators. Outside of Freepik, he runs his company Mason together with 3 other colleagues from Freepik, and they help brands and companies bring AI into their workflows and create AI-powered campaigns. Then on top of that, he talks about his personal projects and how he finds inspiration and bring them to life in a way that was never possible before. And we get into how he thinks about ideas, how he builds his workflows, and where he thinks the creative space is heading. So without further ado, let's get into the interview with Jesus. Jesus, I am really excited to have you on today, not only because you are really cool, creative in the AI space, but also because, this podcast is brand new. You basically know nothing about it. You know nothing about me. So the fact that you've taken this time to talk to me today, I'm super grateful for that.
Yeah, sure. It's cool to be here. As you said, I don't know. I didn't know anything about this, which is like actually more exciting. So yeah, I'm happy to share the space with you. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. All right. So yeah, for everyone out there listening, the 4 nerds and my mom probably gonna listen to this at the beginning. Who are you? Like a short 30-second intro of like who you are and how you create, both obviously professionally, but also like in a personal space.
So my name is Jesus Terrada, and I am the Freepik's creative strategist. At Freepik, I'm leading the creative team, working on campaigns, helping the product team to develop creative stuff. And I also have my own personal creative projects, and I help brands, companies introducing AI into their workflows, and I also help them creating AI creative content for campaigns and stuff.
Yeah, you were pretty busy like last week. Was it last week? Upscale conference, which I was at as well. So I'm sad I missed you because it was full on, I'm sure, for both of us.
A lot of people there, a lot of things happening at the same time, overstimulation.
Yeah, it was packed. I was really excited. It was just so cool to like learn from each other and just be there. Everyone was just excited about it. In the world where it can be like people are very against AI or pro AI, it was just like, here's just a bunch of nerds who want to create cool stuff. And you had a lot of great people there that I learned from. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool. I don't know, have you been before at Upscale?
No, my first time. So I was like, because Rourke, I'm part of his community. And he was like, hey guys, I got 3 free tickets. First come, first served. And I was like, give me a ticket. And I got one. So I was like, yeah, we're going to Malaga.
Actually, I met him at Upscale in San Francisco. And I love him. He's such a cool guy. And I love what he's bringing into the AI space. And I remember I met him there and I showed him our office in San Francisco. Had a demo with him. It was such a great time. So it's cool that it's your first time at Upscale, because comparing it to the first edition, it's such a glow up. And when like next year or in San Francisco, if you're coming,
I'm definitely coming in May.
Cool, like because you can get to reunite with the creative AI community. Like for me, that's actually one of the most exciting things about Upscale, because it's like the community that is built there, and getting to reunite with them at next Upscale, and it's so cool.
Yeah, I'm so excited. As soon as you guys announced it, like, oh, we're gonna have one in San Francisco in May, I'm like, yep, I'm in. And that's like, I made so many friends there. It really felt like I've been to a lot of conferences, both as a visitor, but also like in my work, because I run a full-time content agency. So a lot of clients bring us with them to conferences. And I never felt like, oh, we're actually just here to connect and create and have fun. A lot of conferences is like trying to sell each other and stuff. So this just felt like, oh, like everyone's just really here as a community. And that felt very special. So, well done, guys. That was good.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, I wasn't organizing anything this year. I was there as I had an interview with Jonathan Dorr at the big stage, but hey, kudos to the team involved there, because they've done like a really great thing at Upscale.
Yeah, it was awesome. So actually then in your role, how does that look like, when you're every day in Freepik, like, because you actually have this new role like 5 months ago. So congratulations on that. Before you were a social media creative, which I guess this is is it like a similar role, but just more heavy on AI? Like what does your day-to-day look like and how do you create?
So before I was focused only on social media, on Freepik's social media profiles. So basically, I was being a creative, like creating content for social media. And now I'm with social media and a lot of channels more. So what I do basically is whenever, a Freepik or CEO said at Upscale San Francisco that we're launching a new feature or tool every 2 days. So you can imagine that my life is kind of crazy, because every time we're launching something, I'm involved there. If we're launching a new model, so we usually get early access to that model, and we try to come up with new use cases. We put the model to the test, and so we can know the pros and cons of the model. And so whenever we're launching it, what we try to do is to make our users' life easier and tell them, hey, these are the pros of using this model and not using that one. And now that we've launched Spaces, for example, it's super important for us to, in order to build workflows and templates for the users to use that. So hey, how I was just like, how my day looks.
So is the content a lot then is like facing towards the users and your customers and less internally? So it'd be like everything that you put on social media, you probably put stuff on your website as well as like guides and tutorials. Is that a lot of the stuff that you do?
Yes, it's part of what I do, but not only that. Because here at Freepik, we're a bunch of creatives. And what we try to do is always to stay in the top of creativity and trends and art. And we do like big researches on new art trends or creative trends, on technology, because what I said before, we always try to stay on top of that. So imagine that, we've got access to a new tool or model. We put it to the test, and then we start creating the marketing campaign on that. That's a boring part, but the USPs, the possibilities, and so we create pieces, marketing creative pieces to launch on social media mainly. But we have other channels like email and whatever, but our main focus is social media.
Yeah, your Instagram is like really good. It's hard to find a company that actually, gets like thousands of likes and 100,000s of views. It's like that because you actually put out like really good educational stuff out there. Like I actually watch it and learn a lot when I go through it. I was like, oh, that's really clever. So yeah, it's like I like that you guys are really focusing on helping us who are creating and making it easier and finding new ways to do it. Because there's other platforms just like they just don't really exist in that. So I think you guys are doing a good job of that.
Yeah, of course, for us, it's important to announce new features, tools, or models, that's important for us because the user needs to know every new happening inside Freepik. But for us, it's important also to bring value to the user. Like, okay, you have this model, but what can you do with this model? Okay, you have this tool, but what are the creative possibilities of this tool? Imagine how to make CGI using Google Imagen 4 and Clean, whatever. It is related to what I mentioned before. What we do is like we like to build workflows to get a specific output, mixing all the tools and models we have inside our suite. I think this is like the value a company offers to the users. Like, hey, you could be using another suite, of course, but this is like our way to reward the ones in our community. And as I mentioned before, we're a bunch of creatives here, and we're all, of course, every time we get a new thing, we put it to the test and we bring all these use cases. And you can really see that on our social media accounts. Like, we know the possibilities and we want our users to take advantage of that. So, hey, I would say we are very community based. And
Yeah, I mean, that's why you're creating, upscale conferences and, all that stuff, which is cool. And then like, yeah, because you're using it as a user would. So you could have fun and play it and test the limits just like we all do, which is great. And then you can just make it faster for us because we watched, what works, what doesn't work, and it's much more fun and easier. And talking about that, I want to bring conversation to a bit like you and like how do you create? Because you also do your own stuff, right? On your personal time. For example, like the Stuff of Dreams. I think that's a really cool one. It's like, how does that look like for you? Like, let's focus first on maybe what do you like to create when you're on your own, like on your personal time? What excites you in creating with AI? And then we can move on to talk a little bit more like, how's your workflow looking like? What's your system and strategy when you actually create?
yeah, sure. So I have I had a creative project before this AI thing. I started working at Freepik 4 years ago, so this AI thing wasn't really happening. So what I did when we had access to our first AI tool, I started bringing my ideas that I had, because I was an illustrator. I'm still am. So I started bringing those ideas to AI, and they worked perfectly. So I became AI freak.
So when you say bring them to AI, was that like bring them to life and make them move?
Yeah. Bring them to life using AI, and it worked, and people liked it, and I was so happy. So I became making more and more stuff, and this is like a proof that you can really make creative things using artificial intelligence. So yeah, what I like to do is so I always start writing I write a lot. Like every day when I wake up, I read and write things.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I really like doing that, and I read crazy stuff. Like, so I'm always like, sometimes my ideas come from writing. Sometimes they come from listening to a song. Sometimes I'm watching a movie and I'm like so inspired by a frame. I don't know. Ideas come from different places. And I like, whenever I see something that leaves me like impressed, I catch that feeling and I start thinking like, why did this impress me so much? Like, and I start like breaking it down. Like, okay, so it's inspired me because the lighting is great. Oh, it's inspired me because the tone of the voice was amazing, or the colors, or the characters, or whatever. And I start writing it down. So sometimes I have like different texts, for example, and I connect them all in one idea, and sometimes things like the stuff of dreams happen. I usually like whenever I'm working on a new project. What I like to do is sometimes I use things that we all know, or things that we all have thought at some point. Like, for example, the dreams. Okay, we know I don't know if there's like an explanation for that. I guess so, because it's like our brain doing stuff, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that's not enough for me. What are dreams? What I imagine dreams are. Okay, so I imagine that when you dream, there's a woman in the clouds, like weaving tapestries with our thoughts and or whatever. And every tapestry is a dream. Whenever, like, as she works at night, she's so sleepy, and when she yawns, that's when nightmares happen. Or, I like doing those stuff. For example, and I'm obsessed with claymation. So whenever I get access to a new tool at Freepik, the first thing that I do is like try it with claymation style. And I have one project that is called The Earth Will Burn. And when I was a kid, they told me at school that the sun is growing big. That one day it will be so big that it will swallow the earth. I was so scared, like, oh my God, we're all gonna be on fire. The earth is gonna, and it's gonna happen like in I don't know, millions of years. Of course, I will not be alive, but I remember I was so scared. So it's like, I was scared, and probably more people were scared when they found out. So, hey, let's make a video on that. And I imagined that, yeah, one day the sun will grow so big that it will swallow the earth. But in the meantime, we're still alive, and that's not happening. So let's enjoy. Yeah, I like doing those. And sometimes I like using these childish styles like claymation, and use, I don't know, like a double sense of I don't know how to say that in English, but it's like it has like a dark side. It's like people are gonna die. Oh my God, yeah, but hey, we're not dead. Yeah, I mean, like, maybe I'm a little fucked up in my head, but
Well, that's what makes the best creative people. No, I think it's interesting, and I think that's really cool, looking at things in a very different way. And I think as well, like, just connecting with ourselves as humans, like whatever that looks like. If for you it's like I have these dark sides of thoughts, it's like, cool. Well, like, if you create with that, I think it's just allowing that to be part of it is what excites me, at least, about like being creative. Like, it's not always sunshine and rainbows.
For me, it was important to know myself, and to build to make a space for myself in this AI space. I don't know if that makes sense, but to know, okay, what am I gonna bring to the table? What's my style? What do I do? Okay, I like this stuff, and I have a vision, and I have my do's and don'ts. I know what I would never do, and that's so important. Because, for example, I don't want to be politic. I don't want to be like. I know the things that I want to work with. I know my style, and that's what made most sense for me. Like, knowing my voice as an artist in the AI space. And that's something that whenever I'm speaking to a person that's just has started with AI, I always tell them like, hey, you need to find your voice, and that's once you do it, everything's gonna be great. Because it happens a lot with AI that we have a lot of people telling us that AI is not art, that you cannot create art with AI. And actually, at Upscale San Francisco, me and my friend Sofia, we had a workshop and we were reflecting on that. Like, okay, you cannot create art with AI. That's not true. It's like saying everything you do with oil paint is art just because you're using oil paint. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Art.
Because then like you have digital artists who like draw on iPads. Well, are they not artists then? Like where do you draw the line, right?
If you're working with an intention, with an artistic intention, then that could be considered art for sure. You have like, yeah, everything you need is an artistic intention behind it and bringing your ideas to life, of course. So we have a lot of people telling us that AI is not art, and sometimes people believe that, and they don't. Sometimes I see people, okay, you can use AI to copy art, of course, as you can use Photoshop to copy art. That doesn't make any sense. Of course, not everything you do with AI is a copy of something else. You can create genuine artistic things using this tool. That is actually, in my opinion, it's helping a lot of creatives out there to bring their creative projects to life. It's crazy. It's so exciting.
Yeah, it's huge. Like for me, like I've had so many ideas. Like maybe I want to do a short film, or I love to involve VFX, or even in our work that we do for clients. It's just like, oh, it would be great to have like, I don't know, like stock footage of this historic, Einstein walking in the park. I was like, well, I can actually create that now. Whereas before it's like, I'll just have to put a photo that I found somewhere online of Einstein and that's it. You can do that. I mean, that's a very practical example. But also for me, like I created a short film that was like very dark. So I was like saying, I don't know why, I'm very positive, happy, but I was like, I'm going to make a fucking dark, like Shutter Island style movie. And I did that in 12 hours as like a hackathon thing. And it was like, amazing. This would have cost me a fortune to create, even if it's like a budget indie thing, like the people and everything like that. And there's a place for that still. People are like, oh, you're just going to stop making movies. Like, no, people love that being in person stuff as well. But it's like, I would never be able to create that because I don't have the budget and time, but now I could. So there's just so many ways we can create now, which is really exciting. And yeah.
I like 8 months ago, that doesn't sound like far away, but in AI time, that's like ages.
20 years.
I created a video. It was like a fashion campaign, like with giant models on the city, like walking and whatever. It went kind of viral on LinkedIn, and so in that moment, people at Freepik, they made an interview, like a technical interview on, okay, how many credits did you spend, how much time, whatever, because we usually do that just to know how the user works. And so technology has improved a lot. It would have cost me like way less credits, but the amount of credits that I spent, it was something like, imagine 300 euros, 400 euros. And I was using like giant models on the city, like walking on the street and whatever. And it would have cost me like 500,000 euros, something like that. Doing that in real life. It's like, the idea was mine. I had the idea. Why wouldn't I bring it to life? I had the vision. And I feel like sometimes creatives, because they don't have the skills to work 3D, imagine. They don't have a big budget for a project. They don't have expensive cameras. They don't know how to paint, whatever. As they don't know to do those things, they don't even think about those ideas. And now that we have AI in our hands, like, and you can do like literally anything, that helps us like having great ideas and big ideas, you know? It's somehow empowering creatives to think outside of the box and think bigger.
Yeah, it's just like another step in democratizing creativity. Because, back in the day, you had like, cameras were costing, just a camera cost like $500,000, and you had to big productions. And then you got like smaller DSLR cameras like I'm using here that films in 4K. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, I need like £2,000 to create a movie because I can buy this camera. And it's like that got cheaper and cheaper. And like technology got better. So now you can have like like a laptop, like a MacBook, and you do so many things with like Photoshop and all this software and editing. And before you couldn't do that either. So everything's just like getting more democratized. And now this is just like another level of that. We're like, oh, okay. Now it's like creativity and ideas matters the most because not everyone, but almost like, pretty much anyone can execute on it. They just need to still learn the skills and the tools, but they're way cheaper, way more available. And I think like that's what excites me the most, because then it's like, there is no limit now on what you can create more than just your imagination.
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's we're living such an exciting time, like moment. It's crazy. Yeah, we can all bring like big projects to life. We can all have like big ideas. That's what excites me the most.
So, okay, so you also, we talked about community before. You have the Upscale conferences you go into. You also went to like the IA Hub Barcelona recently. And like in general, like what's the community like in Spain and also like global? Like how do you feel about all these different hubs and conferences that's going on? And like how do you feel about the community in AI space in general?
I feel like, because I have worked mainly with the US community and the Spanish Europe community. And I can see like big differences, because I feel like in the US, they have this AI thing is like more assumed. People are working with AI like in their everyday projects. And it's like, actually it's the way we approach AI is totally different. Actually, the speech is different. Here, I feel like sometimes when working with clients here, some of them are scared. They don't want to use AI because, oh my God, no, don't use AI because we're going to lose clients or whatever. And it's over there is like, okay, let's experience AI to the fullest and let's bring our wildest ideas to life. And AI is another creative tool like Photoshop or something. So, and here I feel like in Europe, at least in Spain, we are still getting there. I feel like people, a lot of them, they're still scared. But hey, the community that I found here, they're like really interested. Some of them are like, they want to learn, they want to include AI in their workflows. They're like really excited, because I feel like we had there are always like how would you say that, like steps. First step is like, oh no, I don't want to use AI. This is gonna steal my job, whatever. Then it's like, you cannot create art with AI. Like you cannot do genuine things with that. Then they start like seeing things. Okay, maybe I can do something with that. And they're like, okay, I need to know more about this. Because actually, AI is not gonna like steal your job. Of course, it's just a technology. It's not gonna do anything. But people knowing that technology, they're gonna steal it. Not steal, but they're gonna take your like better positions, of course, because it's like not something that you cannot. Hey, that doesn't exist. I don't want to look at that. If I don't look at it, it doesn't exist. Of course not. It's happening, and for all of us.
Yeah, it's almost like the 7 steps of grief or whatever it's called, where it's like first like the denial, and then you go through all these steps of it. Okay, and acceptance is in the end, I think, whatever. So, yeah, because you also, I guess you run that on the side. You also have a company called Mason, which is like, and you're help, and then you do a lot of advisory and consultancy to companies, right? About like how they can integrate AI into their business, correct?
Yeah, I do. So we're basically Sofia, Melissa, Clara, and me. They're like, I don't know if you know them, but they're just great. They're, for me, one of the most talented people in the AI space. So we all work at Freepik, and we, of course, like, we love working here because it's an AI company, and we can get to see how it feels from the inside. But we didn't want to like lose the opportunity of working with real clients and see how things are going outside an AI company. And so this thing started because we love AI and we want to see people using AI. Like, we want to help them, and we want to bring their vision to life. And and of course it gives us another context, and it's great for us, and we feel like we're bringing value to the community and to the creative AI space.
And what's the insights and lessons that you got from that? Like, is there something you see, for example, let's say someone's listening now and they're like, yeah, I got a company and I'm want to integrate AI, or I'm trying to understand it. Like, what would you tell them to give them some value and advice?
I would recommend them to jump to the pool. Like, it's not that as big as people are trying to, like, it's creativity. It's efficiency. It's we are witnessing one of the biggest technology revolutions ever, and why not being there inside? It's, come on, don't lose the opportunity. Just you can create really brilliant creative things, marketing things. You don't need like a big budget to create an outstanding campaign. Why don't you want to do that? It's,
So what is it like they struggle with, these companies that you talk with? Like, is it that, do they feel like they're not creative, or do they struggle? Maybe they need a creative person on the team to do this stuff. Or like, how do you help them when you give them a advisory? What do you see come up the most?
A lot of them think AI is equal to bad quality, because maybe they've seen these AI things on social media, like crazy Uncanny Valley videos, whatever.
They saw Will Smith spaghetti 2 years ago,
for example, and they think AI is not quality, and until we show them, hey, this was made with AI, they're like, what? And I feel like that's the thing they think the most, like the quality thing, and also because they don't know how to use it, and they're like, oh, we cannot control this. It's like, what? So what we do is we give them workshops or whatever, or we create assets for them, or we are consultants. So whenever they need something like specific, we are there to help them. Or
do you also create anything for them? Like, if they're like, oh, we have this concept, like, yes, we're learning from you, we understand it better, but can you actually go and like create this ad for us?
Yeah, for example, Clara, which is part of Maison, She has created videos. She's more into music. Like she has created videos for great Spanish artists, and she's more like into fashion, and she's awesome. Melissa, she's a photographer, and she has like a really great vision on art and everything, and she's like making videos on like more editorial. She has a great eye, and me, I do like a lot of things at the same time. I mean, I love fashion, I love music, and of course, I love like writing things and like more storytelling part. And Sophia, she's one of the most outstanding Freepik people. Like she's the head of community and social at Freepik, and she has helped Freepik a lot in terms of like developing product, growing the AI community, and she's more like a consultant. She's not making videos or images. She's like more into, hey, what's your workflow? How can we make things better? You're trying to develop a product. Okay, she's that person.
And with that, yeah, with workflows, do you have any very tangible examples of like how do you go about creating it? Is it for, obviously you say you have inspiration and an idea. Do you then go to storyboarding? If so, like how do you do that, and which tools do you use? And then from there, create images and then the videos. Or what is a typical workflow for you?
Okay, so as I speaking about my personal project, as I work by myself, I don't usually storyboard. I know it's better to do that, but yeah, but it's like I feel like it's in my head. And what I do is basically flow with things. I know what I want to do, and it's like automatically I get a workflow in my head. Okay, then I'm gonna use this model, this one, a reference here, and I want this shot to be this way. And so lately I'm so obsessed with Dream 4 for images. It's crazy.
Right, because you get the 4K.
Yeah, and it's like not only that, but also it's understand the prompts perfectly. Also the styles. The output is like really, it makes so much sense. Like it looks like a photo, and the textures, it's great. Whenever I'm working with a reference, imagine that I want a specific, like I want to change the camera angle or whatever, I would use Google Nano Banana. And then of course, it's a must for me to use an upscaler. I would go to Magnific Precision. And once I have my still, I would go to an AI video generator. And the models that I find myself using the most are Google Veo 3.1, of course, if I need a built-in audio. Kling 2.5, it's my total go-to. I love it.
Yeah, I love Kling. Kling is just, I get so many good results with it. It's even like great for like motion blur, which most of the models just can't get their head around.
It's awesome. And actually, lately, Sedans Pro has surprised me sometimes. Yeah, it's...
In what way?
It's like really coherent. Is because sometimes when using Kling 2.5, that mode is perfect, but sometimes when I'm trying to go for a dynamic scene, you can really see that it's not perfect. And I've been using Sedans Pro, and it has surprised me. It's great. And when I need to imagine that I need a sequence or I need to control the video generation, I would use Kling 2.1, as it allows me to use start and end frame. I know they have launched a Kling 2.5 with start and end frame.
Oh, have they?
I think like yesterday.
Oh shit. Okay, I gotta go in because I'm on their platform as well, like the main website.
I haven't put my hands on it yet, but I'll definitely do after the podcast.
Right after this. Yeah. But do you guys say it's a Freepik? Do you guys get instant access to it, or is it usually a bit of like Klinger instances first on their website, play around, and then you get the API, or like how instant is it from them to you guys?
It's like most of the times we sometimes have access to the tool days before launching. It depends because it's a human thing. Like we are speaking to them. Like we have really great relation with mostly, I would say, all of our providers. We've actually been launch partners with Google and Kling like many times, and yeah, that's like the human part of AI, which is beautiful too. Like seeing the people behind Kling, Google, whatever. It's
Yeah, like they were at Upscale, for example, which is great. So I got to talk to them there. Yeah, and they're like, oh, you should apply for our like affiliate program and stuff. So yeah, they seem to be really pro creators as well, which is great.
We had people from Minimax, from Kling, from Google. I don't know who else, but a lot of them.
So okay. So yeah, so I got to go there. I was like, oh, can I go to Freepik now and test it out? But maybe it's not launched yet there. But I'll find it and test it out. Because yeah, like that's the 2.5 is such a high quality. So if they have start end frame on that now, it's gonna be.
Yeah, of course. Maybe it is. I don't know, because they are making changes all the time, and sometimes I go to the video generator and I'm like, oh, what? A new model here? And sometimes they be adding a new model and they don't tell anything, and I'm like, hey man,
They just like secretly launch it without everyone knowing. Yeah, I was like, oh, I was gonna see if I could go in now and like see if it's there. Let's do a quick while. Cling. Oh, why isn't it there? Oh, there you go. Okay, no start and end frame on Freepik yet, but so I'll keep an eye out for it.
yeah, but maybe you'll have it there tomorrow. You never know.
Okay, so looking at future then, like where do you see AI going in terms of like the creative space? Like what is that going to look like? And yeah, especially with all this, as a storyteller, but also in general, there's ads and commercials and all these different things going on. Like, what do you think it's going to look like?
Wow, that's a great question. I see, of course, I feel like in the future we will have AI films at the Oscars, of course. They are using AI as part of films, of like production, but we don't have a fully AI thing made, like a movie made with AI, and I feel like it's gonna happen in the near future. Something that I'm really excited about is like more and more creatives doing things, because for me, like the thing that I love the most is creating, and the second thing that I like the most is consuming art. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm always like encouraging other creatives to start using that, and hey, you should like don't wait until you have the whole production team or whatever. Just do it. And yeah, I feel like right now we're all like early adopters, but in the near future we will have the early adopters and the pro users. Like we will have something that we are seeing inside of Freepik is that before, AI is a new thing, and before we had like independent creatives working with AI, or like freelancers or whatever working on their own, and right now we are seeing like AI teams, like a whole team working with AI, like a collaborative thing, and I feel like that's gonna happen, like an AI artist or an AI producer or an AI filmmaker. That's gonna be like an official serious thing, like, because you would say, hey, I'm an AI artist, and people will be like, what?
Yeah, whatever.
But in the future it's like, oh, okay, perfect, you're an AI artist, cool. So that's what I would like to see in the future.
Yeah, what's this guy name again? Oh, I'm so bad with names. It's like J A something films. He was at the Upscale conference.
Oh, PJ.
Yeah, is it? Oh, is that what it is? Yeah, PJ Ace something. What's his studio? Because he has like isn't he the guy who has like a full 100% AI studio?
Yeah, we're seeing like a bunch of AI studios right now. Because, for example, Wonder.
Yeah, Wonder. That's the one of yeah. That's another guy as well. Wonder Studios. Exactly. It's like they've done yeah, just like 100% AI, and they're like their studio already now having clients, so like big clients. So it's definitely they're like early on, but because that's where the trend goes. And like you say, it's exciting because I feel like I was saying the other day to my friend, I was like, I feel like the same way I felt when Pokemon came the first time and I was like 7 years old. I'm like, this shit is magical. It's crazy. It's so cool and exciting. And like, that's how I feel now. You know, I'm staying up all night creating things and learning things. And yeah, there's just so much potential. And like you say, you know, there's been a lot of this social media consumption where it's just like videos of photos or wherever grab your attention, sells you, whatever. Now I have like a feed of just cool shit that people are creating, you know, in various ways that it's more like art. Or if it's just a cool short film or something, I just feel way more entertained rather than it's just like, hey, these are top 3 tips on travel in Asia or whatever. You know, there's just so much more creativity going on now because of AI.
Yeah, and also like I really like that because I'm seeing more and more art on social media, for example, because I feel like people are now like more free to use these tools, and because it's like so approachable for everybody. Like you just need a Freepik subscription to start creating and doing your things and bringing your creative project to life. So hey, yeah, and then I'm a big art lover, so it's exciting.
It's good. It's a good time to be alive. Well, I really
Yeah.
appreciate you taking all this time and chatting with us. It was great to hear your story and you know your insights and everything. Is there any last words or advice, tips and tricks, or just cool shit that you want to share to all our listeners?
Of course, I would tell anyone, to people watching this, to as no good writer, I mean, no, how can I say that in English? Oh my God. If you want to write great stories, you need to read great stories. So I would encourage people to keep consuming art, to go to museums, to watch movies, to draw, to go outside and listen to people while they speak, to listen to music, because if you do all of that and you're aware and you keep your eyes opened, then you're probably gonna be a great artist. No, inspiration comes from everywhere. You just need to keep your eyes opened. AI is a tool and you are the artist. The machine doesn't work on its own. It's you, the one behind it, and bringing your vision and making your space in this great thing. So that's what I would say.
I love that. Yeah, it's like, well, it's very similar to actually, prompting and creating with AI. Like the quality of the input will the quality of the output. So if your input is the world and you're seeing different movies or reading books and watching art, like your input is going to be way more powerful and then you can create better things through that. So I love that. Really, really, really awesome. Okay, I appreciate it so much. And hopefully I'll see you soon in Malaga, or I'll see you in San Francisco in May.
Yeah, sure. If not, you're invited to come to Malaga anytime.
I'll definitely do. We can do an episode with your amazing colleagues that you mentioned from Mason. We could do like a podcast in the HQ of Freepik. That'd be awesome.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it. All right, guys, it is time for the pick of the day. I'm going to do this one because, Mr. Robot did the last one, so I feel like it's my turn now. And I found this guy called Mike on Instagram. His name is Dreamsweeper_. Has acquired 193k followers just because I think he makes fucking awesome stuff. And it's a bit fantasy and surreal, but looks real, which I love. And I would love to kind of decode this and figure out how he prompted this. That one's scary as fuck. We're not gonna watch that one. Okay, but this is the one I found. And I'm like, holy shit, this looks so good. Have a look at this one. It's like this super realistic, if we lived in like alternative world where colors, shapes, and styles of animals were different. But oh my god, and like the movements, everything looks so fucking good. It's so crisp and clear. And it's like, oh, okay. He definitely used Mid Journey because he hashtagged that. Wonder what he's using for video. But yeah, this is typical Mid Journey of like doing surreal, like realistic but unusual things. I'm sure you can do it with other models, but that is like the typical Mid-Journey style. I love it. This is so cool. So yeah, I'm gonna try to decode this and show you guys how to recreate this, because it's a good learning experience, right? I always recommend you guys to do this. Like, you find something like that's awesome, I'm gonna reverse engineer it, see how I can recreate it, because that's how you learn to create a lot of stuff. Then you have like so many tools and so many steps and ways to do it. Obviously AI is making it easier and easier for it, which is great. So then it's all about creativity and idea. But yeah, I just wanted to show this guy because I think it's just a bit different and unusual. And look at this. That's so cool. That's awesome. Like, it looks fucking real. It's so good. I wish we could live in a magical world like this. And you're like, imagine then we combine that with the VR world creation stuff, and then, you know, the headsets gets better. We start having 4K, 8K. You can literally have that walking around here, and you're like, it's gonna be Ready Player One. That's what it's gonna be. Okay, final one. This I haven't seen, but it looks pretty cool. A lot of likes. So again, imagine this, but like POV VR style. Freaking awesome. Love that. Yeah, that feels so cool. Feels like not a realistic game ever. Like, some of the shots feels real, some of them feel like a game. But yeah, check this guy out. He's doing amazing stuff. All right, that is the pick of the day, and now we're going to jump into the tip of the day, and I'm going to hand over to Mr. Robot because I have a flight to catch. So yeah, I'm going to be out of here. Over to Mr. Robot.
Okay, guys, here's the tip of the day. You know how sometimes you have an image and you want a close-up of a section? While Nano Banana Pro is great, it sometimes doesn't understand to move camera closer or get the characters closer to camera. For example, this Christmas photo kept just generating exactly as the original. So what you can do is create a simple red box around the area you want to have a close-up of and write in the prompt to use the red box as a guide. And if you want to edit something in the photo, instead of using the edit function that most platforms have, re-upload the photo instead and prompt the change. That way you don't lose the quality, as it is seen as like a fresh start instead of editing on an existing image. Stupid, I know, but it works. If details and quality control is very important to you, this is a good hack. That's all from this week on the Made with AI show. I hope you had a blast with us here, and make sure to give us some love and support with a sub and... Really? Do I really have to say this? God, this is lame. Marcus is really desperate, isn't he? Make sure to give us some love and support with a sub and share with your buddies. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's from the one and only Mr. Robot.